Okay, let's start.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir. I guess you are muted.
Sir, unmute your mic. Sir, your mic is muted.
Sir, you are not audible.
Sir, unmute your mic. Your mic is muted.
Now, hello, testing. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. So, I'm your instructor for this course named Data Structure and Algorithm. Okay. So first of all, I want to say you that this course is a very practical oriented course. Okay, you will learn by writing code in lab. Okay, writing program for this course. Okay, only reading the material or reading book, you will not be able to learn fully. This is a very fundamental course of computer science, and this course will be prerequisite for other course like data structure, like operating system, or like your algorithm, or many other courses, many other machine learning and data mining. Okay, this is the prerequisite for other courses. Okay, so this is very fundamental course, you have to learn it very carefully. Okay, so first of all you must know, all you are familiar with the C programming language, you are familiar with the Python programming language, you are familiar with the C++ programming language. Some of you are familiar. Okay, so where you have written a particular program. Okay, you have written particular program, and in that program you have taken some input. Okay, using a scanf or using input in MATLAB or in Python. Okay, so you temporarily store that input in your variable and process that variable, some kind of addition, some kind of multiplication, some kind of concatenation between a string, and finally you show the result. Okay, that particular things you will already know. Okay, so in this slide you are seeing that one equation, x square plus 2y minus 2 equal to 1. Okay, what is this? Here x and y are two variable, which is also called the placeholder, which take the value, some kind of floating value or some kind of integer value it can hold. Okay, and okay, so actually this x and y is called the variable, it can hold your data. Okay, now what is data? Okay, so data, when you talk about the data, first thing comes in your mind, that is the number, character, float value, double value, string, or any sentence. Okay, all are data. Actually, formal definition of the data is like this. Okay, data is a raw and unorganized fact, okay, that need to be processed, okay, to make it meaningful. Okay, data is a raw unorganized fact. Okay, what is information? Information is a processed data. Okay, so data is a kind of things for which you need some interpretation by the human being or computer. Okay, data is a raw things that is unorganized. Okay, so here how data and information is related to each other. Data, after some pre-processing, and we return some kind of information, okay, as per our needs. Okay, so very key differences between data and information is that, okay, data is unorganized fact required to be processed. Okay, data has no significant, while information is a significant by itself. Data can be structured, tabular data, graph data, tree data, whereas information and is a language, idea, thought based on the given data. Okay, so before learning the data structure, you should have the clear knowledge about the what is data and what is information. Okay, so now before defining what is data structure is, you know now what is data. Okay, now data, all data that is a raw data is classified into data types. Okay, just remember your programming language, C programming language, where you used some primitive data. Okay, some primitive data means some integer data, some float data, declaration of a variable which is of type float, declaration of a variable is of type integer, declaration of char type data. Okay, you declared, that is called the primitive data type. So all the data as per your C programming language is assorted or categorized in some kind of types. Okay, so that is defined by the compiler writer of the C programming language. Okay, so data, all data is classified into a data type. That means char, float, int, and string. Okay, so a data type, when we talk about a data type, there is an inherent domain associated with the data type. Okay, when we talk about a data type, there is some domain associated with that data type. Okay, when we talk about the data type, some lower and upper value is associated with it. I'm talking about the range of the data type. Okay, and obviously, when you talk about the data type, there should be a set of operation which is valid on that data type. Okay, for example, here, if you are dealing with the character data type, I repeat, okay, you cannot perform operation multiplication on the character data type, but this multiplication operation is completely valid on integer data type and float data type. Okay, this multiplication operation is completely valid to the integer or to the float data type. So what point I want to make that character is a kind of data type where only some character is alloyed in the domain and some valid operation on that data type. Okay, now here is a one table. Here boolean is a data type and the domain and what are the values acceptable in the domain. Okay, there is 0, 1, and what are the various valid operation on that domain is you can perform AND operation, you can perform OR operation, you can perform equal operation. Okay, etc. And for the character data type, okay, domain is any ASCII character, and you can equalize, you can compare less than, greater than. Okay, for integer data type, probably in C you know the maximum minimum range of value that an integer data type can accept. Okay, and what are the various operation you can perform. Okay, so beside this there are some user defined data type. Okay, user defined data type you probably obviously know, which is called the structured data type, union data type, and class data type in C++. Okay, when we define the class in C++, just remember, beside the specification of the member variable, we wrote some kind of member function in the class variable. Okay, for the purpose of performing operation on that member variable. So that is the user defined data type. Okay, so now now the formal definition of the data structure.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, we can't hear you.
It's muted, sir. So we can't hear you, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
So you are muted, I guess, sir.
Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
So we cannot hear you, sir.
आई थिंक सर का ऑडियो ऑफ है शायद इसलिए।
सर हम लोग शायद सुन नहीं पा रहे हैं, देख तो नहीं पा रहे हैं।
अरे उनको कॉल कर लो, कॉल।
कॉल करके कर बोल।
और इतना सर को टेक्स्ट कर दो ना।
Sir, your mic is muted, sir. We cannot hear you, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
सर तो आगे बढ़ते ही जा।
और भाई प्रियांशु,
मुझे लग रहा है सर का ऑडियो मुझे लग रहा है सर का ऑडियो ऑफ है, इसलिए सर हम लोग का बात नहीं सुन
ऑडियो
पा रहे।
सर को पता भी नहीं है सर का कि ऑडियो ऑफ है। सर आगे पढ़ाते ही जा रहे हैं।
बाद में ज्यादा गुस्सा होंगे, बोलेंगे पूरा पढ़ा दिए तब बता रहा था।
सर को कोई बोलो, कॉल बोलो सर को।
अरे
हाँ,
क्लास
कॉल
का
करे,
टाइम
कॉल
भी
किया, कॉल किया, किसी ने कॉल
कॉल आ
किया।
गया,
क्लास
कॉल
का
आ
टाइम
भाई
भी
कॉल
खत्म
आ
हो
गया, भाई
गया।
कॉल आ गया।
अब बोलो छुट्टी।
অডিওটা অফ আছে, কেউ শুনতে পাচ্ছে না।
और फैजान भाई बढ़िया सब।
बनाने इज डूइंग द ग्रेट वर्क।
अरे भाई कहाँ घूम रहा है फैजान भाई?
अरे भाई 2:45 हो गया, क्लास खत्म। मैं कितनी
भाई
देर
कहाँ
हाँ,
घूम
पढ़ेगा?
रहा है भाई?
क्लास खत्म, क्लास खत्म।
क्लास खत्म मतलब
2:45 हो गया ये बोल।
क्या चल रहा है, बोलो कोई मुझे।
तुम ना बताओगे।
मैं खुद बाहर चला गया था, इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था।
बात मत कर, कॉल में है सर से। आदित्य,
हाँ बोल।
क्या हाल है भाई?
हाँ भाई।
फैजान भोसड़ी का।
इंटरनेट के लिए फैजान रोड पे घूम रहा है।
अरे भाई, भाई वो सब मत कर, यहाँ पे वो सब मत कर।
हाँ, मेरे तरफ से भी
भाई सर ने मीटिंग लेफ्ट कर दिया है शायद।
अभिषेक,
हेलो।
अभिषेक,
हाँ हाँ।
অডিওটা একটু দেখি।
फैजान भाई।
बौनानी
हाँ भाई।
बौनानी किधर है?
तो डॉक्टर यहाँ से आ रहे हैं।
बौनानी
क्या भाई?
बौनानी
Now am I audible?
यस सर।
Now,
You are audible now.
very sorry
यस
for
सर, यस
interrupting.
सर।
One by one, actually, one by one, sending me requesting me to join. So, now, am I audible now? Clearly?
yes sir, yes sir. Now I was very
यस
clearly
सर।
audible.
yes sir.
Very sorry. So, just I want to just recap. So, first thing, you are familiar with the if you respond, if you some of you response, then it will be very easy for me to respond
Okay,
back
sir.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise I am not keeping track. Okay. So data structure is a very primitive course, very essential course. This course is a prerequisite for many other courses. Okay, like the algorithm. Okay, operating system. Okay, in machine learning, data science, this course is a very prerequisite and basic course in computer science. So many of you are familiar till now, familiar with the C programming language, C++, Python probably. Okay, where you knowingly, unknowingly, you have written some small fragment of code. Okay, you have written some program. Okay, in that program you have used many variable. Okay, many variable. Okay, for what? For temporarily storing the value in that variable. To exemplify, here in one equation is here in the slide. Okay, x square plus 2i minus 2 equal to 1. Okay, in that what is x, what is y here? X and y is a placeholder or variable. Okay, it can hold the value. Okay, it can hold the value integer or float. Okay, to evaluate the equation. Okay, so application program read data, store data temporarily, process it to finally output the result. Okay, so now what is data? Data, first thing comes in your mind, number, characters. Okay, number means what? Qualitative value, and character means quantitative. Okay, so data means number, character, that's in a broad sense something in a qualitatively you can measure, something quantitatively you can measure. Okay, so your application or program
স্যার
that needs
Sir,
the
we
data,
cannot see anything on the
it,
screen, sir.
it process.
Sir.
Yeah,
Sir, please share your screen, sir.
So we cannot see anything on the screen. It's only your voice.
just Now,
Yes, sir. Now it's okay, but the orientation is put that the file is in horizontal mode.
oh, actually, in my mobile, I am in horizontal mode.
But so the file is in horizontal mode, but the presentation is only portrait, so we can just see one part. Now it's okay, but it's only covering a small part of the screen. But we can see the total PDF now.
Okay. Now it is okay now? Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I guess it's
So now,
okay for everyone. Yeah. Yes, sir.
yeah. So, so to know about the data structure, today I will introduce you what are the various various section, various topic you will read throughout the semester. You will learn throughout the semester. I will briefly introduce that part. Okay. Okay. So your application program or your C program, your Python program that you have written already in your first second semester, that that declare some kind of variable for temporarily storing the data and process it, and you finally present the output. Okay. Now, what is the data? Data actually it is a raw unorganized fact. Data is a raw unorganized fact, and your information is a processed data. Okay. So when we talk about the data, first thing comes in our mind, it's a number, character, sentence. In a broad sense, it is a qualitative or quantitative. Okay. So to exemplify here in this slide, one equation is written. Okay, x square plus 2y minus 2 equal to 1. Here x and y are the placeholder or called the variable which hold the values of some variable. Okay. That what I am trying to say here. I'm trying to say here, x and y is a variable which hold the data. Only thing I want to convey you. Okay. So data, where data is needed by your program or your application, and your program or application process that data and to generate another kind of data. Okay, so what is data and in this slide, I have written the definition. I will provide you this slide. Okay, data after process, you see this diagram, data after some kind of processing, some kind of, it becomes information. Okay, there is some fundamental difference between data and information. Now, what is that? To define data structure formally, you must know what is data. Okay, in your programming language, C programming language, you know integer variable, you know float variable, you know double variable, you know the character variable. Okay, actually the writer of the C programming language or C++ programming language or compiler writer, they have broadly categorized all the data into some kind of category. Okay, integer is a category that C programmer, C compiler writer have defined. Okay, C++ compiler writer have defined integer is a kind of data, float is a kind of data, character is a kind of data. Okay, so data which is a raw information which is unorganized. Now here C programming language or C++ programming language writer intelligently classified into many data types. Okay, that is float, integer, okay, or char. Now when we talk about the data type, it of course associated with some domain, a domain of alloyed values and a set of operation on these values. Okay, you cannot perform concatenation operation, you cannot perform the concatenation. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Someone giving me the missed call. Okay, so you cannot perform the concatenation operation on the integer variable. Here one 3 line is written here, char x y z, where z equal to x into y. This is not done. This is not valid operation for the char, and you cannot apply the multiplication operation, okay, on the char data type. That is the definition imposed by the C compiler writer or C++ compiler writer. Okay, so you can perform the multiplication operation on integer or float, but you cannot perform multiplication on the char data type. Okay, here is a kind of another data type, Boolean data type. So what I am trying to say, I'm trying to say data is a raw unorganized fact. Your programming language writer or compiler writer intelligently categorized the data into various data types. Each data type has some range or domain. Okay, some lower value, some upper value, or some alloyed value in that range. Okay, so that's mean a data type is associated with the domain and some specified operation on that domain. Okay, that is the thing I want to just mention. Okay, so data is assorted into the data types. Now a data type has a domain and some specified operation on that domain is defined. Okay, that is the only thing I want to mention here. Now all that primitive, I am talking about all the primitive data type that your programming language offer to you. Now you can define your own user defined data type. Okay, when for example you know, probably some of you know the how to define a class. Okay, in that class there is some member variables. Response anyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
In the class there is some member variable and some member function. Okay, what is the purpose of the member function? Because you want to compute some operation on the member variable. That is the purpose of the member function in a class variable. So in a user defined data type is obtained by the structure in a C or class in a C++. Okay. Now another the data is simple data or compound data or a structured data. The simple data is here shown 21, 3.14 float value. A is a character value. A structured data type is here. And one is structured is defined student name, student age, student branch. Okay, here name, age, and branch all are the component of the structure variable. Now after saying all these things, now I am going to define you the formal definition of the data structure. Response, please.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now I am going to define you the what is data structure is. A data structure is a nothing but a data type, okay, whose values can be decomposed into a set of component elements, each of which is either a simple or atomic or another data structure. Or second point, which include a structure involving component parts. Another definition of the data structure, it is an efficient way of organizing data so that operation on the data can be done efficiently.
Yes, sir.
So what is the analysis of this definition? Data structure is nothing but some data type. Data type means some domain is associated with it. Okay, some domain is associated with it, and some operation on that domain is defined. Okay. Now when you talk about the data type, okay, so domain can be decomposed into component elements, or component elements either atomic, you cannot decompose it, or you can decompose it. For just example, I will give you here. Can you see this slide? Suppose I want to keep track the attendance of the student. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
to keep the record of the student, okay, name of the student, serial number of the student, or attendance of the student, three array is needed. Okay, now there are two ways I can represent the student. Okay, the first way, three individual array can keep track of the students. Or another second way, one structure variable where a structure variable has a component. So what I am told you in the definition, data structure is a data type where whose values can be decomposed into set of component element. Even to me student, if you analyze in terms of the structure of the student here, value of the student record can be decomposed into serial number, name, or attendance. Or if you add here the attendance, address, another part, address can be further decomposed into various subpart. Okay, address zip has a zip code, address has a landmark, address has a pin code. Okay, so you can decompose. So just I am trying to explain this definition. So data structure is a data type whose value, number one, can be decomposed into a set of component element, each of which is either simple, you cannot decompose it further, or another data structure. Okay, or include, second point, include a structure involving component parts, address if you consider about the address. Another way of defining data structure is an efficient way of organizing data, okay, so that you can perform operation on that data very efficiently. Okay, now definition is clear to you. Response, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what do you know till now? What you have learned? What is data? What is information? What is the definition of the data structure? Okay, now what we need the data structure to solve a problem. Okay, important consideration for solving a problem is that what data structure are you choosing and what algorithm are you choosing. That is very crucial, that is very important to solve any problem. Okay, for solving a particular problem, there may be multiple ways. Okay, one is easier or one is difficult than others, only because of data structure you have chosen or algorithm you have chosen. Okay, for example, sorting. You want to sort a list of numbers. Probably you know few sorting algorithm. Probably you have heard the name of bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, merge sort, radix sort, heap sort, counting sort. There are a lot of sorting algorithms. Okay, all sorting problem is same, sorting, but there are multiple algorithms. Now in multiple algorithm, multiple kind of data structure has been or have been used, or their way of tackling the list of elements is different. Now that means algorithm is different. Data structure may be different, algorithm may be different, and depending on the assumed data structure or assumed algorithm, time complexity of your problem solving strategy may differ. Okay, so what is the crucial point here is that why data structure is needed. Data structure is needed to solve the problem efficiently. Okay, now formally categorization, how we can categorize the data structure. The primitive data structure and compound data structure. Under the roof of the primitive data structure, there is a component integer data structure, char, float, double. Under the category of compound data structure, list and file. Under the list, there is a linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Under the linear category, structure, stack, linked list, queue, array. And in the non-linear, tree and graph. Whatever in this, everyone, is this diagram visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Diagram, you will know about the stack. What is a stack? Okay, what are the various operations you can perform on the stack? What are the application of the stacks? Using a stack, what you can achieve? Okay, you will know in detail in theory, and you have to perform. You have to write down some application. You have to write down some program to implement the stack, and only then you will be able to know this course. This course is a very practical oriented course. Without writing a piece of code by yourself, it is not possible to learn this data structure. No one will be able to learn the data structure without writing or without trying to learn the writing code. Okay, so in details you will know what is a stack, its application, and how various operation you can perform on it. Then linked list is a very important data structure, linked list, and then queue, and then array. Okay, Actually, array before every data structure, first already you have some concept about the array. Sorry. Then non-linear data structure, you will learn about in detail the tree and graph. So for the lab purpose, I will provide you a list of assignment. Okay, a list of assignment. In that list of assignment, you will find some program for writing or implementing a stack or implementing a linked list. There is a many variation of the linked list. Okay, many kind of operation on the linked list you will find in the assignment, and also for the queue, array, and tree and graph. Okay. So now type of the data structure already no need to explain. Primitive data structure already you know in your C programming language, int, float, char, double. Okay, compound data structure. Okay, compound data structure built from the primitive data structure. Okay, array is a compound data structure because array is a collection of similar kind of data. Array is a collection of similar kind of data. Okay, so array is derived from the multiple primitive data. Okay, a structure also accumulate different category of the data under the same name. Okay. Now linear data structure, the formal definition, why call the linear data structure? The basic features of the linear data structure is that, okay, it organizes the element in a linear fashion where the data element are attached one after another. Okay, starting from the one element, if you start traversing, you can reach to the other element in the linear data structure. Okay, so array is a example of the linear data structure. What kind of, so when we talk about the data structure, always you have to remember data structure is not only the data type. Data structure is a data type along with some set of operation that is valid on the data type. So when we talk about the array is a data type, okay, so what are the various operations you can perform on the array? Okay, array is a data type means some similar kind of element is stored in a memory somewhere. That is one thing. And another, what are the various kind of operation you can perform on that array? You can traverse the array. You can insert element in at the end of the array. You can insert element in the middle somewhere in the array. You can delete from the anywhere from the array. So these are the operation on that array. You can count total number of element in an array. These are the operation. Okay, so when we talk about the any data structure, decide what are the data domains. Beside that, what are the various possible operation you can perform on that data? That is very important. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we can.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second is the array is a so linear data structure under the category of the linear data structure. Array is one example. Second is a stack. Okay, so in a stack is a kind of linear data structure. You can implement a stack using array, using linked list. Okay, so what is my conclusion? My conclusion is that you can derive one data structure by using another data structure. Okay, I will provide you this slide. If you read the definition of the data structure there, it is clearly written the value of the data structure is decomposed into simple data or any other data type that itself is a data structure. So a stack is a linear data type where insertion or deletion of the element is restricted to one end. Okay, here one diagram is shown here. So 1, 2, 3. Here insertion and deletion is restricted to only one end, and that is called the top of the stack. Okay, so you can visualize or you can implement it using the array or using the linked list. Okay, so stack is a linear data structure. Queue is another linear data structure. Queue is another linear data structure where insertion, deletion. Insertion is one end, Okay, and deletion is from another end. Deletion, the insertion end is called the rear of the queue, and the deletion end is called the front of the queue. Okay, front of the queue. So queue, the real life example of the queue, when you reach to the bank counter or in a petrol pump, the way the customer is handled in the bank counter, that is follow the queue. This is called the first in first out, or is called the last in first out. Okay, last in first out. Now linked list. Linked list is under the category of the linear data structure. I will in details will explain you why linked list is needed. Okay, in a different slide, in one class, I will show you why linked list is important, why another data structure cannot fulfill the requirement of the linked list. Okay, why linked list has been introduced. Okay, I will explain to you in another class. So linked list is nothing but a collection of set of nodes that is connected. One node is connected with other nodes. Okay, it is a linear. It is a linear in the sense that starting from one node, you can traverse another nodes. Okay, using the link field of the node. Okay, here if you follow closely, the first node whose address is 2403, it has the data part, and one is 3352, that is the address of the next node. Okay, next node. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when linked list is individual node is connected in this fashion, when individual node is connected in this fashion, so that starting from a node, if you can reach to the every other nodes, so that is called the linear fashion connection. In some kind of connection between the nodes will not reach you every other nodes in a particular traverse. Okay, for example, when nodes are connected in a hierarchical fashion, one node, it has two children. Okay, one node has a three part, one data part, in left part one link, right part one link. Okay, so in the second level, two nodes, in the third level, four nodes, in the fourth level, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Okay, so if nodes are connected with each other in a hierarchical fashion, then starting from one node at one time, you cannot traverse all other nodes. Okay, you have to traverse the all other node, you have to apply the different strategy. You can obviously you can traverse the all nodes, but not in a linear fashion. Okay, that is why when nodes are connected with each other in hierarchical manner, then that organization of the node is not called the linear data structure. That is non-linear data structure. And tree is in that category, or graph is in that category. Okay, so linked list, but in case of linked list, there is node is present, but node is present in such a way that starting from one node, if you traverse the other node, you can traverse in a linear fashion all the nodes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now a structure is another data structure. So a structure, the definition already you know from your C course, is a collection of related variables under one name. Okay. A nonlinear data structure already I told you. Graph is a nonlinear data structure. Graph is a nothing but a collection of the vertices set and edge set. So vertices set will vertices set will tell you the number of nodes and name of the nodes, and edge will tell you the connection between the vertices. That's mean edges. Okay, so gradually you will learn. Gradually you will learn the various aspect of the graph. What are the various algorithm? What are the various kind of graph? Sorry, what are the various kind of graph? What are the various operation on the graph? You will gradually learn all these things. Okay, graph traversal and tree traversal. How to there are many variation of the tree. Okay, binary tree, binary search tree. Okay, how to insert element in the tree, how to delete an element in the tree. When you delete, if the node has 2 children, what strategy you should take. If node has 1 children, what strategy you should take. If node has no children, then what strategy you should take. Okay, this kind of things you will learn, okay, practically for the tree. Okay, for the graph, how you will construct the graph, how you will traverse the graph. There is a way of traversing: depth first traversal, breadth first traversal. Okay, you will also learn some kind of shortest path algorithm when you learn about the graph. Shortest path starting from one node, how we will reach to the another node using the shortest path. Okay, this kind of things you will learn when you will learn the graph. Okay, hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now another basic important thing is the abstract data type. Okay, abstract data type. So abstract data type, this definition of the abstract data type, you must know it. Okay. Java codes, if you learn the Java or C, C++ or any other programming language. Okay, abstract data, you will hear the name abstract data type. Abstract data type has 2 parts. Okay, one is the declaration of the data, another is the declaration of the operation. Okay, abstract data type, why called the abstract data type? If anything is hidden from you, okay, if anything is hidden from you, that is called the abstract. Okay, now when you first learned the C programming language in your 10 plus 11 standard or 10 standard or first year in a BTech, when you first learned the C or C++ or Python programming language, okay, you knew about the data and you applied the some kind of operation, but how this operation is performed on the data, that was hidden from you. Okay, the how actual operation on the data happen, that is hidden from you. You just simply declare int ij, and the next line you applied k equal to I plus j. Okay, actually you perform the plus operation on that I and j variable. You perform some operation, but how this operation actually implemented inside the programming language code, okay, that is only known to the designer of the C programming language, compiler writer. They have defined how I plus j equal to k. They have defined that, but that is hidden from you. Similar way, when you will define your own data type, user defined data type, for example, you will define a class. Okay, suppose you will define a class, you will declare some member variable and some operation. Suppose you have defined suppose you student, your name is X, you have defined one class variable. Now another student Y, who only use your defined structure variable. That Y student do not know the implementation details of the member function that X has written. The Y student only know the specification, what are the permissible data type of the class variable and what are the various kind of operation they can perform using that class variable. Y only know that. Y only know the specification, what data is permissible and what operation can be performed. But how that operation is performed, that only known to the X student who have defined the class variable. So the implementation detail is hidden from the Y, but it is known to X. Okay, so for that data type, Y for Y student, that data type is a abstract data type. Okay, so abstract data types, the operation of the abstract data types comes into the picture when it is used. When abstract data type is not used, only a specification is known to all. Okay, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Abstract,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
nothing. Abstract data type simply declaration of the what are the various data it can handle and what are the various operation can be performed on that data. Now, the person who is defining the abstract data type, who knows the implementation detail, but the person who are the user only know the specification. Now I will give you the example. Suppose if you know the Python very well, okay, then there is a stack data structure already defined in the Python. Python is object-oriented programming language. Probably you know more than me. Okay, Python is object-oriented programming language. Their stack, queue, tree, all are mentioned. Only you need to know how to use that function. Okay, only after the declaration of the object, only you must know how to use that. How it is implemented, that is you need not to know. Okay, so suppose another example for the stack. Stacker, so this kind of question may come in your exam. Define the abstract data type for the stack. If this kind of question comes in your exam, then what are the various operations you can perform on the stack? Okay, first you have to write down the stack of integer, stack of character. Okay, now what are the various operations you can perform on that stack? You can perform the push operation, you can perform the pop operation, you can perform the peek operation. Peek means what is at the top. Only knowing that is called the peek. Okay, peek operation. So what are the stack consist of? The integer numbers. Stack consist of float numbers or stack any other value that you want to keep on the stack, or you can create a stack of the student records. You can create any other user defined data type stack. Now what are the various operations you can perform on that? You have to write down as per your needs. Okay, so abstract data type here, suppose here another example, string is a abstract data type, just giving an example. So a specification hocche string means the what are the values, permissible values. Permissible value is the char element type. Okay, now domain, what are the various operations you can perform on the string? You can perform the append operation, number one operation. Okay, you can compute the length. Second, you can perform a remove operation on one character removed from the string. You can perform the make empty string operation. You can perform the concatenate two string operation. You can perform the reverse operation on the string. You can check whether two string is equal or not. Okay, all these things you can perform. Okay, so until and unless you define it, that is abstract from you. But if someone has defined on behalf of you, that is hidden from you.
Sir, please check chat box.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Now time is finished. Today, should I end?
Yes, sir.
So just quickly, 1 minute I will recap. 1 minute I will recap. Just
Yes.
1 minute I will recap. So till now, what you have learned? What is data? Why? What is the information? What is the definition of the data structure? Why data structure is needed? Because for the problem solving, data structure, important data structure selection and important algorithm selection is important. I told you about the sorting example, and then I talked about the abstract data type. Okay, abstract data type is nothing but what data you are dealing with and what operation you are dealing with. Okay, and I just give you the example of the abstract data type. Okay, so I want to end here today because of the time limits. In the next day, I will briefly introduce you the concept of the algorithm analysis, which is essential for the data structure. Okay.
So where will you send the PPT?
PPT, actually, I will create one course in Google Classroom. Okay. There, time to time, I will upload the PPT or study material or the program you have to
Okay, sir.
practice or you have to write by yourself. I will guide you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Another announcement is that if you face any problem regarding understanding, if you find any difficulties, okay, you will directly communicate with me through writing or through phone call. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Feel free to communicate with me at any time. Okay, no problem. I will help you. Okay. Today I want to end here. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank
care.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.